My favorite part of the first reality is this amazing piece of news. What we did, and that's from the content design team example that we had, we knew that our leadership is super excited about using AI for translations. They were like talking about it all the time. Let's see what we can do with the localization team. Maybe AI just can handle that. So we agreed that we will be looking into creating a tool that will be automating like the localization for most of the markets. But we did it on our terms, which means besides essential feature that was requested, which is a successful translation for many markets, we also worked on several things that we threw in and that we needed for a long time. So Klarna struggled for a long time with the terminology. On different markets and in even different screens and some flows, it was impossible to track. People called our payment options, payment methods very differently. Like sometimes it's pay in for, sometimes someone is saying that pay in parts, cut the cost, and so on. And we really struggled to align that for a long time. So we decided that, okay, if we are doing the translation tool, we need a controlled vocabulary where we have all the well-defined terminology translated for key markets, and then AI tool will use it. We landed on the proper terminology that our users understand and like, and we added it into this project. Another thing is that we created a tool, but we also said, yes, the tool itself is fine, but we need to create a guideline on, first of all, there are several markets that are quite tricky, like German or Asian markets. We need to create separate playbooks, like guidelines on how to use it cautiously, because AI tool was still not great in German and like those tricky markets. And with that, we also defined how it's used, when it's used, who is using that. As long as you document things clearly and in the documentation mention why it's so important, people actually go along with that. And that's what we saw. We can listen to you now. So what can start as survival for you can actually become shaping the next phase, like the next version of what your work will be. You just need to understand that that survival part, I know that many people, including me, might feel very, I won't say embarrassed or ashamed, but it's kind of embarrassing because you are sort of not entirely happy with what you're doing as a designer, and you think like you have very strong feelings and passionate designer, but you need to understand that sometimes you need to negotiate this thing through making something you don't truly fully like, but that's a chance for you to later improve how your company operates with AI.